beautiful people, this is me, I'm your host. I want to say welcome or welcome back. My name is Agnes, and this is like a bonus video because on Trend Mood on Instagram I saw that Lorac, they gonna come up with a new palette from their Unzip collection, and in the past they have their Unzip and a Unzip Gold. And not only because they have those two, besides they come up with trio of their Unzip Sunset, and they have small 5-pan palettes. Going down the memory line 8 years ago, they come up with this palette, and as you see for yourself, it's very universal. It's gonna suit everyone, and because people enjoy it, year later or right now it's gonna be 7 years ago, they release Unzip Gold, and it's a little bit similar because you have the browns, but you have more warm tones. So if I can compare them, let me just grab the other one. I put both of those palettes next to each other. So on the top you have the Unzip palette, on the bottom the Unzip Gold. And if you look at them, they both look pretty, and you can achieve many different looks. On my eyes, I have the Unzip Gold. I used two eyeshadows, which was this, and that's it what I have. I didn't use anything else. I used the eye primer. The one thing which you have to be warned about the Lorac eyeshadows, they're a little bit powdery. Either you have to do your eyes first, or let's say clean it up afterwards. But because they are powdery, it's gonna be easier for you to blend afterwards. But because those two palettes, they're been successful, they come up with those three additional palettes, which I don't really remember when. Could be what, 4 years ago. And I know there were some videos on YouTube, but afterwards it was pretty quiet. So let's say those two, you can still buy them if there's such a even after such a long time. Then 3 years ago they come up with those smaller palettes, and they remind me a little bit of the Natasha Denona because you're getting 5 shades, you have mattes and shimmers. And then the new one was put up on the Trend Mood, and the package, it looks okay. So it's from the same family, except it looks like this without anything, and it has a pink. Anyway, I'm keep talking about it. I'm gonna just insert picture. So either way, so it's the same package except it's more pinkish. And then if you look at the shades, they're more into pinks and mauves. And on one side, I would say it's like extensions of those two, but also it took them a while before they introduced something to the Unzip family. Now, if you really think about it, Lorac, they don't put up too many eyeshadow palettes as often as Colourpop. Lorac, they do have different palettes because besides their Unzip, they also have their Lorac Pro Mega. They have their Lorac Pro Mini. Now they come up with those palettes in a black package, I believe fairy or something. But either way, so it's Unzip, and it's gonna be the new, let's say, pinkish collection. So from one side is gonna be the extension of this, and it got me thinking why they were waiting so long. But also Lorac didn't really introduce too many palettes. Let's say like Colourpop, there is always something, there is always a new collection. With Lorac, not so much. However, like one is brownish, the other is golden. The pink, maybe it can supplement, not supplement, implement. what's the right word?
Later.
Maybe the pink one can complement those two palettes. If they're gonna come up with that pinky mauve palette, do they gonna introduce maybe in the future like a blue palette, a green one, maybe gray, or do they gonna stay more within the safe zone? Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. That was my rambling for the day. But what I can tell you, the Unzip palette and Unzip Gold, yes, they've been around for a long time, but they're still good. And if you have them in your collection, take them out and start using them. And if you are a collector or if you're curious of the new palette, guess what? It will. It is coming and possible is gonna end up in your collection as well. So yes, I'm kind of waiting for it to come up because I'm curious what people is gonna say it. Why? Because right now there are so many palettes and the market is so saturated with palettes. Does the new Unzip palette from Lorac will find its market? That was my chit chat for the day. And on one side, I'm glad that they posted that picture because it reminded me about those palettes. So now I can bring them back into use. Anyway, I see you next time. Bye.